Hi, my name is Olivia Vota, and I am a member of Altus Family Liber Academy in Tucson, Arizona. In the next few minutes, I'd like to show you the social media app that our school uses to communicate. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see what this app looks like. All right, so this is the desktop version of Band, but there's also a version for your phone and the app for your phone. And I have both because I like to be able to get notifications when I'm out and about or away from my desktop. But I also like to have the facility of being able to type an answer if it's going to be a lengthy answer to a question or a lengthy post. I can do that on my laptop or my desktop. So as you can see, I am part of 20 different bands. And what this means is that I'm part of 20 different groups that need to communicate with each other. The first one that you see here where my cursor is circling is the main Altus Family Liber Academy band. This is where all of our members come to communicate about general things that apply to everybody. Now, when we need to communicate about more specific things, for example, I'm part of the executive board, and so there's an executive board band that I'm a part of, and other members of the executive board are also part of that band, and that's where we communicate stuff that has to do with only us and our specific roles at the school. There's also a band for the general Altus board that goes beyond the executive board, and we communicate here. But we also have bands for specific scholar projects and some of the junior school classes as well. So for example, we have a band for families that have scholars in the Sword of Freedom or Hero Project class. We also have one for Pyramid Project and Key of Liberty, as you can see here. And on the bottom left here is Altus Quest. So I have kids in I have a daughter that will be in Sword of Freedom next year, and she'll be in Shakespeare as well down here. So she posts questions there for her mentors, and her mentors post assignments or different things that they want to share with their students. That's where they post them on these specific bands, as opposed to posting it on the main general band, right? Because if we all did that, then there would be lots of information that wouldn't apply to lots of different people. So we like to keep information within the bands that way people can just see what applies to them. So we also have like I said, a junior school band for Mastering Knighthood. There's one for Crowned with Virtue, and this Mastering Knighthood band, my son is part of that, and so I get the books that the kids are going to be reading that semester. That's where that information is posted. Different field trips or activities that are happening for the Mastering Knighthood kids. That's where that information is posted. You could also do events. So, for example, we have a mom's retreat that we participate in twice a year, because we like to have fun at Altus. And so this is where this Altus Scolae Moms Retreat is where we communicate about those two events that happen in our school year. So we have a sign up for meals, or we discuss, hey, where do we want to have our next retreat? Do we want to go to the mountains? Do we want to go to someone's house? How many days do we want it to be? And we post the program there for that weekend. So a great place, and that band only gets used when it needs to be used. So you're not getting flooded with information that's not necessary. Now I want to show you up here the cool features that you can access. There's a general feed for all of your bands that you belong to. This is where you get those posts that come up. So you just scroll down, and it tells you at the top which band this post is attached to and who's made some comments, and so you can respond to comments that way. There's also notifications that you get. You see that I have a new notification for one post or a comment that people have posted. And my phone is turned off right now, but if I had the volume on, I would have heard it on my phone as well. And you can choose how you want to have the notification set up. So some people have it silenced on their phone because they don't want to hear the constant dinging. I don't mind it, because even though I hear it, if I'm not in a position where I can look at it or answer it right then and then. I just ignore it until I'm able to do it. But I like to be able to know when I'm getting notifications. There's also a chat room that you can have here, and you can create a chat room for every single person that's in a group, in a particular group, or for a couple of people that you want to just quickly exchange some information. And that's a feature that you can use as well for private conversations, I guess, with individuals or a couple of people. All right, now I'm going to go into my main Altus band so that you can see some of the features there. All right, so this looks kind of like Facebook a little bit. It has that feel a little bit, but it's way more private. And you can choose how public or how private you want your group to be, your band to be. Ours is a closed group, which means that people can see if they were looking for a Liber band, they can see that we exist, but they can't see what we post. And you can make it a completely private group where nobody can see that you even exist, which is, a possibility if that's what your group wants to do as well. So up here, you can see that this, where my cursor is circling right now, this is where all the posts that appear on this main Altus band show up. Right next to it, you can see that there's albums. So we post a lot of pictures of our kids, and because we have a private setting for this group, we feel comfortable posting pictures of our kids, because it's kind of nice to know what our kids are doing when they're at school and away from us if we're mentoring a class. Then there's also events that you can set up, and there you get notifications for that as well. And then you can see members here, the different members of your app. Of your band. So you can do a search if, for example, you remember that there was something that was posted at the beginning of the semester and it's now the end of the semester and you don't want to scroll through all of that content. You can do a keyword search and it'll bring it right back up. Then here you can see that you can post pictures as part of your post and videos, and you can do polls, and you can attach files, and you can do to-do lists. You can have a sign-up sheet, calendar events. It's really, really cool that way, all the features that are available to use on Band. One of my favorite features is actually this notices section, which is, as you can see, you just scroll down and it's right at the top, and you can pin important posts that you want to have at your fingertips. So for example, we have our Scole Ole parent night calendar or schedule. This is where people can go to check what is the next book we're reading, who's hosting it, what's the address, am I bringing treats for this one, that sort of thing. There's a calendar post here where you can quickly click on that, and there's a link to our calendar on Google Drive, and then our devotional rotation schedule, that kind of thing. Then you can see posts here, and you can post pictures, as you can see here, and you can do a poll. So for example, next month we are having an Altus family picnic, and we're asking our members which weekend in August works best for them, and people can see the results immediately. So it's kind of cool to know how your poll is going, how many people have voted. So a great tool to use as well. And I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to share with you, so that you can get a feel for other options, right? If you have, our school didn't want to use Facebook, so we had to look for a different social media app that we could use to be able to communicate, and it has served our community very, very well, because it's kept us connected, but it hasn't overwhelmed us with unnecessary information that doesn't apply to us. So it serves a very important need for us to be able to communicate, and sometimes to socialize and post funny things as well. So I hope that helps, and good luck.